I thought it might be interesting for everyone to sort of hear a little bit about the museum, because we've got such a packed, interesting day. There might not be much opportunity for you to explore the museum and see what we do, so I'll give you a little taster of the museum. The museum itself looks at, our strapline is "There's always been ideas worth fighting for," and it looks at how ordinary working people have come together to improve things for themselves and future generations. So we're a museum of ideas and the history of these ideas, these important ideas. So obviously that ties in really well with the conference here today. And peace is one of those subjects that we do cover in the museum. Our starting point, we take it's a national museum, but there are quite a few local events that happened in Manchester that are an important part of this story. And our starting point, we take the Battle of Peterloo. So it looks at how ordinary people sort of came in Manchester to surround the vote. And as I said, we do have a section on peace. So that is a couple of photographs of that section. Obviously, peace campaigning and how people came together to campaign for peace is an important part of the story that we tell. As with all museums, we don't just display material, we also care for material for future generations, to research for other exhibitions and displays in the future, and for loaning out to other museums and things as well. And part of the collection we care for relates to peace. We have a photographic collection of over 80,000 images. Quite a few, I wasn't able to count how many relate to peace, but there's I think 13 folders relating to peace. So that gives you an idea of the kind of scope of the collection. Some famous faces there, possibly. And we have an object collection as well as photographic, and they range from the small, little tiny badges that some of you I'm sure are familiar with, up to the large banners that we have an expertise in caring for and collecting. We have material that's over 100 years old, like the poster from the 1890s on the left-hand side, and it comes right up to date. We're still collecting today, so more recent campaigns material there. We have well-documented, well-understood objects, such as this early white poppy, and more mysterious objects that come to us, like this flag, which was bought by somebody on a second-hand market and donated to the museum with no information. So there's material there for research that we need to sort of find out more about. And we have emotional material, but also humorous material. We also house the National Museum of the Labour History Archive and Study Centre, which is available to researchers, and it's by appointment. It contains, it contains a variety of material relating to the labour movement, including personal archives of people like Michael Foot and Judith Hart. We also have papers of individual conscientious objectors, and there's also organisation material, so the Labour Party, including the period after the First World War when they were interested in the peace movement, and the ILP, the Communist Party, etc. And just to finish off, we also have learning programmes and events and engagement programmes, which also cover the topic of peace. And tomorrow, just a little plug at the end here, we have a living history performance on in the main galleries, if anybody's interested, which looks at a family where one member of the family during the Second World War was a soldier and one was a conscientious objector. And this is a performance that we do for schools as well, but this is a public performance. So that's my intro to the museum, and I'm sure you can see from that how well today's subject links into our story, so we're really delighted to have you all here.